That first day in Washington, that first year, was really the most spectacular of my life. You never know what's inside you until you test it.
He cares. He cares about this industry. He cares about its people. He cares about what's happening to it. Again, over and over again, through his tireless efforts, he has shown his caring and his concern and his love for this industry, and we're a better industry because of it.
You know, he had the environmental awards in Washington, D.C. and things like that. But more than that, I think there's a genuine belief that the oil industry could do a better job in protecting the environment, a better job in developing better fuels, and that did not necessarily have to bankrupt us. And he was a big believer that there was a better way to do things and we should do them.
Sometimes it's not any more complicated than because we can. We can improve fuel quality. We can reduce emissions. We can do it cost effectively. We've proven it over and over again, and therefore we should. The world's counting on us, and we can deliver.
Fred is unique in his ability to bring those folks together in a coordinated effort to serve the country and get on with creating jobs and saving money and paying down our national debt.
And I think that's what was just brilliant about some of the events that Fred has put together over the years. Getting people on the same page, patting each other on the back, recognizing that it hadn't been easy, and thinking, okay, what is it we need to do going forward?
For our company at heart to be able to contribute in helping energy and a clean environment contribute to some of those basic core values of freedom has been an enormous pleasure. And I think all of us have been American patriots, global patriots in that pursuit. And our industry, both the oil industry and auto industry, really don't get enough credit for the enormous service that they provide all of humanity.
His relentless talking about the relationship between quality fuels and air quality in vehicles is something that I think has completely moved the industry forward in all fronts on that account.
Fred's an environmentalist. I mean, he truly is. He and I have had talks around this particular issue, but his focus was always for the betterment of the, the betterment of the environment.
Fred has been very effective at it, making sure that all sides are being heard, that they work toward the right solutions, and he's demonstrated that we have indeed improved the air quality as well as protecting public health over the years.
Government can call for change, but it takes industry to deliver on it.
Fred is someone that reminds us that we need to also focus on things that are important. You know, in specifically, what is important for society at large, and all his efforts that he has made in getting the industry and government to agree on how to approach this clean fuels issue.
On the anniversary of the Clean Air Act in 2000, Fred pulled together a large celebration about the accomplishments of the Clean Air Act that brought together a bipartisan group of people. And it brought together a bipartisan group of people who celebrated not only the huge public health benefits that the Clean Air Act was bringing to the American people, but also the huge business opportunities that were created by the Clean Air Act. And that kind of synergy is rare to achieve, and Fred's relentless personality helped that happen.
Fred knew better. And he would always take, in my view, he always took positions and he always took jobs or companies in that he truly believed in. And he would fight for them to the bitter end if he had to, because he knew, he fought for what he believed was right.
Our mission at heart has been to both understand and communicate the global energy business more comprehensively than anybody else. And we're a long way down that road. I think at the end of the day, what all of us are most proud of is we've been able to take an enormously complex and changing world, understand the importance of energy and how it's integrated into the future of our changing world, and then be able to share a common analysis of how that business is so important to the globe.
Fred is very persistent, never takes no for an answer.
Fred does not understand the word no. It's some alien dialect to Fred. It's not now, maybe later, not that price. There's a number of derivatives of which I think Fred interprets the word no. But yet Fred's persistence, I think, in all of those fronts is really, again, one of his strong suits.
He's always enthusiastic, always optimistic. So basically, when you're in there, when he leaves, you have a good feeling because your conversation is probably talking about positive things as compared to negative things.
Fred's got a lot of enthusiasm, and he's a bit of a perfectionist. When I first joined Hart, he told me I didn't have enough enthusiasm, so he gave me a quick lesson on how to talk on the phone, and he made me change my telephone voice message 2 times to have an upbeat message.
Fred knows how to, make lemonade out of lemons, no matter what he's talking about. And to an accountant, someone like me, a financial guy, he's extremely frustrating.
Fred does not see the impossible. He believes everything is possible. It just takes one more phone call. It takes one more question. Fred does not see the impossible. That's Fred.
A half a day with Fred when we're completing a report is worth a couple of months' worth of analytical efforts with his insight and his ability really to get into the heart of the issues.
With Fred in business, it's all fact, it's all perspective. Fred is one of the most knowledgeable people in our business, and that's the reality. The fantasy is when Fred comes to discussing his golf game and his prowess on the golf course.
He still thinks he can beat me in golf. No way. But he'll optimistically believe he can do that. So 3-putt Potter, which is I think most of his golfing friends call him, he just isn't going to do it.
Obviously, Fred's golf swing came from his ability to play hockey.
And if anybody wants to make an easy buck, get Fred on the golf course.
Fred, as much as we love him, he's not a great administrator.
We employ a full staff of people to keep Fred organized, and we fail almost at every turn.
He said, I would like for you to keep me on time and organized. And for anyone that knows Fred, I just want you to realize that I've never had a positive performance review in my entire career at Hart, because there's no way to keep Fred on time or organized.
He has a gift to be able to see the whole issue and to find solutions to very complicated problems. Secondly, Fred has an enormously kind heart, and I think he does not know how he touches upon everybody he meets. Everyone from the bellman that he shares his dinner with, to the person on the street that he gives money to, and all his colleagues that he shares his knowledge, enthusiasm, and the eagerness to complete projects with.
Fred has got the biggest heart that I've ever met in my 30 years in the oil business. And, a lot of people can spin you and put a salesman line on you, but Fred is a genuine person that cares about people.
He also serves as a mentor, and he serves as somebody who's an example towards, in high, not only just having a high intellect in the business market he serves, but also in bringing people up, raising their standards of excellence.
He picks the right people. He picks people to work in his organizations that, have the same enthusiasm and excitement about the future, and he brings that out in them.
He pushes me to be the best that I can be, even when I don't want him to push me. He's always fought for me professionally and personally. And he's looked out for me when he didn't have to.
He's a friend, and he's a mentor, and he really has whether he intended to, probably he did or not, he's been a really wonderful mentor to me, and I really appreciate learning from him and working with him over the years. You really couldn't get two more different people. We're sort of like a Felix and Oscar combination.
We were on a team building trip in Colorado. I think it was 1997. We had taken the senior team out, to get together and strategize about the business, and of course to do some skiing. I was not a skier, and I'm still not a skier, but I was convinced, there were about 7 of us, and the guy in charge convinced me that because I was athletic, I could learn at the top of Vail Mountain. So I remember going up the lift thinking this is probably not a good idea. But when I got up there, I confirmed it wasn't a good idea. I kept falling, and the guy was trying to teach me, and I'm falling, and finally, after about a half hour, I gave up, and I said, guys, go without me. I'll get down the hill. Unfortunately, you can't take transportation down the hill. So I basically had to stumble, slide, fall, do whatever I could to get down the hill. Fred Potter was the only one of the 7. He stayed with me the whole time, trying to keep my spirits up while I was pouring sweat, trying to coach me on how to slide safely down the mountain. And that's just the kind of guy that Fred is. He won't leave you alone on a mountain. He won't leave you alone in a foxhole. And he won't leave you alone as a business partner.
He's a caring person. He won't walk on top of you to get to the next level in the ladder. And I've seen him demonstrate that many times where he's just been a great person to help others and not put himself first.
He's a leader. He's a true leader. He explains things well. He explains positions. He explains the logic around the positions. And he leads, and people will follow that. But he's a true competitor, a true leader, clearly a role model, not just for me, but for many, many people.
If we really work hard, if we don't give up, if we pursue, if we're passionate and clever and adaptive about what we do, our approaches, and we keep our eye on the prize, then we can achieve amazing things. And that's something Fred taught me.
He's always passionate about the business, and he's passionate about the people that work for him. Cares so much for everybody. It's unbelievable how somebody can have so much love and heart about what he does and people surrounding him.
Fred is a true quality human being. He loves people, and people love him, and that goes far beyond the industry. That goes far beyond anything we do day to day. He is a marvel when it comes to relationships and understanding of people, and I'm proud to say that he calls me his friend.
The term one of a kind is used rather loosely nowadays, but there is a singularity about Fred, a uniqueness that is genuine and real. I'm a better person than I was 11 years ago, and that's because I'm a little bit less like me and a little bit more like him.
I really look forward to the continued working relationship that we have. I also look forward to the day that Fred calls me up and he's trying to sell me something in the future, and I get the opportunity to say no. And he says, okay, well, I'll be back next week then.